This is Laura Duncan from CSMS. Today we'll be graphing lines in y equals mx plus b form. Through the given point, draw a line with the given slope. So on number 1, we have a slope and we have a point. This is not written in y equals mx plus b form, but it's just a reminder that we're going to start with a point on the line. Remember, we start at the origin, and the first x value means that we go left or right. Because it's negative, we'll go left, -3, and up 1. And there is our point. From our point, we'll use our slope. Remember, the slope is the change in y over the change in x, or the rise over the run. If it's a whole number, it's an understood 1 in the denominator. Now from there, this means that we will go up 3 because it's positive, and right 1 from the point that we just drew. So from point A, we'll go up 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1. From that point, up 3, 1, 2, 3, and right 1. I'm going to go back and erase this little smudge I did. So let's assume that I wanted to go the other way. Well, the opposite of going up 3 and right 1 is going down 3, left 1. So if I wanted to continue writing points, I'd go back to point A, and from there I would go down 3, left 1, down 3, left 1. We expect you to have 3 or more points on each line. Now I can't draw this with the pen on this application, so I'm going to do the best I can to help you see what we're expecting when you draw a line. So as you draw your line, be sure and go through the entire plane. Go through every point, and now at the ends, draw arrows. We expect you to use a straight edge, like a ruler or your calculator. So making sure it goes through the whole plane, arrows on the ends, very, very straight. Let's move on to number 2. On number 2, we'll start with the point 5, 2. So we'll go right 5 and up 2. There's our point B. That is where we start. Now let's look at the slope. This is -4/3. So let's associate that negative with the numerator first. That means we'd go down 4, right 3. So let's go from point B, down 4, right 3. You can see I cannot do that again. Now let's change that up. We'll associate the negative with the denominator this time. You'll see that we'll go up 4 and left 3 from point B. So up 4, left 3, and you can see that it is in the same line. Now grab your straight edge, go through the whole plane, have arrows at the end because it goes on forever and ever. Make sure it's very straight. Let's move on to number 3. On number 3, where do we start? We always start with a point. This point is -3, -5. So it will be in quadrant 3. We'll use our slope. The slope is -4/1. So that means we'll go down 4 and right 1 from point C. I can't go down anymore, so that means we're going to switch it around. We'll have a +4 in the numerator, but this must still be a -4, so we'll have up 4, left 1. And what I mean by that is it will simplify to a -4. So keep on going. After you've done 3 or 4 or more points if you like. Please grab your straight edge, go through your lines. I started off a little bit wonky, so let's redo that. Please go through all the plane. I know since you have a straight edge, you will do a good job going through every point. Please remember to have arrows at the end, and we can move on to number 4. Please pause the video here. Give it a try on your own. Please check your answer. Now let's go back and look at them all as a whole. On number 1, notice that it has a slope of 3. The slope is a positive slope. Our positive slope should match our observation on the line. On B, notice that it's a negative slope. If the slope is negative here, we should notice and observe that it is negative here. Number 3, it also has a negative slope. And on number 4, we have a positive slope here. Those are all true. Now notice which one is the steepest. It looks like number 3 is the steepest. Now what can we notice about number 1 and number 3 being steeper than number 2 and number 4? Is it because they're whole numbers? Or is it simply because they have a greater absolute value? Now let's go on to the back page where we will graph the equation of the line in y equals mx plus b form, where the slope is m and the y-intercept is b. Now let's look at number 5. We'll state the slope and the y-intercept, and then we'll graph the line. So since it's written in y equals mx plus b form, we can see the m is the coefficient in front of the x. So the m, or slope, is 2. The b is the constant at the end. It can be written as a point, and that's what I want you to do as you are beginning. The b is actually the y-intercept. So for the y-intercept, the x is equal to 0. That means this point is 0, 4. Sometimes when we're saying y equals mx plus b, we think of the m for move and the b as the beginning. So remember how we said we always begin with a point when we're graphing these? We must begin somewhere. We're going to begin with the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where the line hits the y-axis. So the y-intercept will always be a value that is on the y-axis. And this is the point 0, 4. From there, we'll move using the slope, the rise over the run. The rise is 2 up this time because it's positive and 1 to the right. So we'll go from our y-intercept up 2 and over 1 and keep on doing that until you have at least 3 points on your line. Now using your straight edge, please draw a line through the entire plane and be sure to cap your line with arrows because it goes on forever and ever. Now go back and check. Is your slope positive? Why, yes it is. Does it match the observation of your line that you graphed? Yes it does. If your y-intercept is at 4, that should be above the line because this is where the y's are positive. So it hits the y-axis at positive 4. Let's go on to number 6. Number 6, you may want to remind yourself that y equals mx plus b. We'll start with the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the point where the line hits the y-axis. Be sure to note that this is a negative y-intercept. The slope is the coefficient in front of the x. It is negative 3/2. So let's begin with our point 0, -3. Since y's are negative down here, it's going to hit the axis at 0, -3. Now let's move. Our slope is our movement or our steepness. It means that we will go down 3 and right 2 because it's rise over run. So from your point, go down 3 and right 2. It'll be about right there. Do it again, down 3, right 2. You must have at least 3 points on your line, please. Grab your straight edge, draw your line through the entire plane. Go back and put your arrows on. I will count points off for not having your arrows. Go back and check. We have a negative slope here, and we have a negative observable slope. Let's go on to number 7. On number 7, we have y equals -4x. Let's compare that to y equals mx plus b. Well, where's your b? Well, your b is an assumed 0. So the b, or y-intercept, goes through the origin, the point 0, 0. Now your slope is -4x. Remember that m is for movement and it's rise over run. So I'm going to put that -4 over 1. That means I'm going to go down 4, right 1. So from the origin, I'll go down 4 and right 1. Down 4 and right 1. If we want to go up and put some more points on there, we would have to go up 4, which means the denominator would be negative. So we would go up 4, left 1, up 4, left 1. Please grab your straight edge, making sure that you are drawing a straight line through your points, and please remember your arrows. Pause the video here and try number 8 on your own. Please check your slope and y-intercept first. Then use your straight edge. Be sure you draw your arrows at the end. Check your slope, that your observation and your slope match, and the lesson is yours.